In the previous video, we looked at the kind of problems array formula can solve. In this video, we're going to see step by step how to use array formula to add calculations automatically so you don't have to copy formulas to new rows. We will see how array formula can be used to replace both simple and complex formulas, and we'll look at the limits of array formula, which functions it won't work with, and what to use instead. Let's create the basic formula. So in cell C2, I'm typing equals B2, which is where the sales are, and I'm going to multiply that by 10%. Press enter. Our formula looks correct. Let's double click in that cell so that we can edit. Just after the equals sign, I'm going to add array formula, then brackets, and wrap those around the calculation that we started with. And I need to make one change, which is turning this single cell here, B2, into the range B2 to B11. So we've got B2, we put in colon, B11, and then press enter. Okay, brilliant, it's worked. Let's have another quick look. So the difference is between this and a normal formula, we've got everything wrapped in the array formula, and we've changed the single cell reference of B2 to a range of B2 to B11. Let's try adding some more salespeople. So I'm going to go to row 12 and add Rita, give her some sales, and then press tab. And look, nothing's happened. Why is that? Let's have a look in the formula again. Okay, the range we've given it is B2 to B11. And the new cell that we've put in is outside of that range, it's in B12. So we could change this to B12 and we get the answer. But we don't want to have to change this formula every time we add a new row. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to put in B2 to B. And you can see that's highlighted the whole column, because B2 to B means the range from B2 all the way down to the end of the column. If I press enter, we get something unusual. We get lots of zeros, which we'll look at in a second. But what we should see is that we can now enter new people and it will calculate their sales commission automatically. So I'm going to add John, give him some sales, and then tab across, and we can see we've got the answer. Okay, let's deal with the zeros. So let's go back into the cell. Why are we getting these zeros? We're getting them because array formula is checking every single row whether or not it's got something in. And if it doesn't find anything in it, it still tries to multiply it by 10%. And the answer it gets is 0. So that's the output we can see. What we need to do is we need to tell array formula only to look in cells that have got a value in them. And we can do this by using an if function and checking for the length of the value here using the len function, which will work on text and numbers. Okay, so I'm going to click into the cell, and then inside the brackets, before we put the function in, we're going to type if, and then we want a length function, len, L-E-N, and we want this to work on the whole range, so B2 to B. And what we're saying is, if len equals 0, and that's our test, so we put a comma after that. If it equals 0, we just want it to show an empty string. So I can type in quote, quote. But if it isn't 0, we want the answer. So I'm going to put in another comma, and then the third part of the if function, value if false, we want the same thing that we've already got. I just need to put a final bracket in to close the if function. And then when I press enter, the zeros disappear. Let's check if the sheet works still. So I'm going to add a new row, and this should work in the middle as well as at the end. Let's add another row above. type in someone else, give them some sales, and then when I tab across, we can see it works. Let's try adding someone at the bottom. And then tab across, and we can see the array formula works, and we don't have any of the zeros. Okay, let's have a look at some other calculations. Let's try adding two columns together. I'm going to go into cell C2 and type equals array formula, and then we want column A, so that's A2 to A plus B2 to B. Close brackets and press enter, and we get values for each row. Like before, we've got the zeros that we're going to get rid of in a second. If I click back in the formula, we've got addition here, but we could easily do a subtraction or a multiplication or a division. Okay, I'm going to go back to addition, and we'll have a look at how we get rid of these zeros. Before, we checked the length of the value that we were doing the calculation on, and if it was 0, then we returned an empty string. But what do we do if there are two columns? Well, what we do is we find out the length of each, and then we add those together. If they're both empty, the combined length will be 0, so we return an empty string. If there's any input in either cell, then the total length will be more than 0, so we carry out the calculation. I'm going to go into cell C2 and edit the formula. So we're going to put in an if function like before, and we're going to say len A2 to A plus len B2 to B equals 0. Okay, so that's the test. And then we need the value if true. And if we add those together and it equals 0, we want to return nothing. So we're going to choose empty string. And then the third part of the if function is the value if false. So that's if something's in there, we want it to return our calculation. I'm just going to close off the function with a final bracket and press enter. Okay, great. So we've now got rid of the zeros, just like we did on the simpler calculation. But what about something more complex? Here, we've got a VLOOKUP formula. I'm not going to explain in detail how VLOOKUP works. You probably used one before though. Basically, we have a table that the VLOOKUP function uses, and it uses the input of one column and returns the output in another column. So for example, we can see here we've got a basic VLOOKUP function, and it's looking at the venue here in cell B2, which has got the code GH, and it's using that to return the cost per hour. Okay, so how do we do this with an array formula? And the answer is very, very easily. So even though this is a more complex function, the principle is the same. I click into the cell to edit it. I wrap the whole thing in array formula. Array formula. Okay, and then in the brackets, we put the function. And what we need to change is the input value. So here we've got B2. We want the range B2 to B8. To keep it simple, I'm not going to put the if function in, but it works in exactly the same way. When I press enter, you can see it's filled in the correct values in column D. So even though we've got a more complicated function here, the principle is the same and it works in the same way. We wrap everything in array formula, and then instead of an individual value for each row, we put in the entire range that we want to carry out the calculation on. Unfortunately though, we can't use array formula on everything. If I move across to the next tab, we've got some very common functions here, sum, average, max and min, and these won't work with array formula. We can actually get these to work with something different. If I click in this cell here, you can see we've got two other functions, by row and lambda. And if we want to carry out something similar to array formula on functions like these that take multiple inputs per row, we have to use by row and lambda instead. Now, these are out of scope for this lesson, but I am going to do a video on these as well. So we'll look in detail at how we carry out the same kind of approach, but on functions like sum or average, where we take multiple inputs per row. In this video, we've seen that we can replace different types of formula, both simple and complex, with array formula. We've converted normal formula by wrapping them in the array formula function and changing individual cell references to ranges. We've looked at how we can use ranges like A2 to A so that the formula works on every row, and how to get rid of unwanted zeros by checking for length. Finally, we've seen that some common functions like sum and average won't work with array formula, but we can use the by row and lambda function to deal with these instead. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please look out for future videos covering other important Google Sheets functions that will save you time and make your life easier.